A Business Day investigation has pried open South Africa's black market for number plates and found the price of entry close to nothing. Reporters walked out with plates from 3 of Johannesburg's stores after doing one thing: writing a registration number on a piece of paper. We have Kabelo Khumalo, deputy editor at Business Day, who's been leading the investigation to walk us through and better understand what is happening behind the scenes. Welcome, Kabelo.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and thank you for the opportunity to explain what I believe is a worrying development to all South Africans that they must be aware of. Really,
Could you explain to the everyday South African why these illicit number plates matter?
I think they matter in the main because of the security risk that it presents. I think South Africans will know that number plates play a key role in assisting police in their investigations, particularly where a vehicle might have been spotted either via eyewitness account or CCTV footage. Police will rely on those number plates to try and get the contact or particulars of the owner of that vehicle. But if you have so many illicit number plates doing the rounds, that actually hamstrings investigations, and it's essentially making the police to chase a dark cat in a dark room, really. And it also opens the door for cloning, that law-abiding citizens are being pursued and investigated for crimes that they have nothing to do with, because somebody can willy-nilly grab a number plate on the robots, write it down, and go to the nearest illegal producer of this number plates and say, please produce this number plate. And it is done, as we have proved in our own investigation into this matter.
And can you walk us through how you exposed this illicit number plating?
No, we essentially we got a tip off from one of our readers that this issue is prevalent in the CBD of Joburg. That people are actually now so present that they even stand by the robots to market this number plate. So we said, okay, let's put this to the test, because we do, this could be illegal activities for all we know. So we did that exercise. We visited 3 of these establishments, with the ones that we could trace. And the modus operandi is the same. You essentially write down the number plate that you prefer, and then you walk in. There's no requirement for your either your license, your ID, or vehicle registration. Nothing of that sort. You can actually buy them in bulk if you so wish. So this is something that is terribly worrying, and it's worrying that law enforcement has not picked it up yet. Because, like I said, you drive in the CBD of Johannesburg, chances are you're gonna be met with people on the robots selling these number plates.
Start your day a step ahead. Biz News Insider. It delivers the business stories that matter every morning straight to your inbox, sharp, fast, and free. Subscribe now.
You mentioned the police haven't picked it up. Is there a disconnect there in terms of the different bodies overseeing what this should be in their purview?
I think it points to a broader lax approach that South African authorities approach law enforcement. I think we are a country where we wait for crises to emerge before there's action. This is that should be troubling to any government worthy of its standing, really, to say you cannot have people who are so brazen that they can even stand on the robots and conduct illegal activities, particularly on things that matters like number plate. Because number plate is as good as a DNA for an investigative officer, or for the NPA when they present cases before. Because now we can't even rely on those, and how many cars occupy South Africa's streets? There are many of them. Now we don't know which ones have legit number plates that can be tracked to the lawful owners of those vehicles. It's just a scary, it presents a sort of scary propositions on its own, and the possibilities that this activity presents for law enforcement and for syndicates and criminals to get away with murder, for a lack of a better description.
And you mentioned this is in the interest of the police to have these numbers correctly identified. Can you walk us through some of the numbers?
We reached out to the organization that speaks on behalf of the legal producers of number plates in South Africa. They estimate as much as 40% of the number plates issued in South Africa might be illegal. That's how widespread this problem is. And we've had instances where, I remember it was a few years ago in KZN, where somebody was stopped with a lot of number plates in their boot. And it did not make sense at the time how one person can end up with so many illegal number plates. Now it makes sense because it's essentially as walking to your nearest retail store to buy bread and milk, really. That's how easy it is for any rogue person in South Africa to get their hands on this illegal number plates. And no normal South African or law-abiding South African will purchase this number plates. It's those people who want to commit illegal activities that will be interested in procuring this illegal number plates. So that's the worrying part. From what we see in the Madlanga Commission, some of these police people were tracked to houses of criminals based on the number plates of their cars. I don't think they knew that there was this avenue to procure, fake number plates to not be easily identifiable.
And now that this has been exposed with the help of your investigation, what do you see happening next in correcting this, potentially?
The DA has already released a statement. Their Member of Parliament, Toby Chance, who has written to the Minister of Police, the Minister of Trade and Industry, because trade and industry has got a big role to play, that the SABS reports to it, who are meant also to verify some of these entities, and also to the Minister of Transport to establish an interministerial team to look into this, because at least according to the DA, they take this thing as seriously as any political party should, particularly those that are on this government of national unity.
There's also a legal pathway that this is going through, isn't it, in terms of the Competition Commission?
Yeah, the Competition Commission is focusing on a slightly different leg. Is there because the country has got only 3 manufacturers of blank plates, whom we spoke to. We spoke to one of them, at least the one that was willing to talk, Uniplate, which said which admitted that the system is imperfect. They supply the blank number plates to the lawful entities, but beyond that, they can't help it. They don't know how their own number plates that they produced end up in the hands of the black market. But yeah, the Competition Commission's investigation is mainly on the competition issues and the market dominance of the 3 manufacturers of blank plates that they colluded in pricing and stuff like that. So it's separate from these illicit activities, which they deny their party too, but they can't deny that it is their blank plates that make it to the market, because they are the only 3 producers in their country anyway. So somewhere through the value chain, there's something that has gone terribly wrong, from a point of manufacturing of blank plates to where they end up in the black market. There's just a syndicate in the middle that is distorting the market in favor of the illicit. And the pricing is the same as the legal. That's the troubling part. The pricing of this illicit number plates is the same as legal number plates. That tells you that people are not driven to buy these plates because of pricing, but because they want to avoid law enforcement, which is a troubling aspect of all of this.
Healthcare matters, but what matters most?
Having cover for the people who keep this business going.
Bonitas is there for you when it counts. Bonitas, medical aid for South Africa. Visit bonitas.co.za and find your plan.
At the heart of the story is who should be accountable. We spoke to Jan de Lange earlier, the president of the License Plate Association of South Africa, and he mentioned that he believes it should be the three manufacturers of these blanks and embossing machines. Do you hold that view as well, or where do you feel the accountability should hold in
I
this
think
value?
they can't deny any accountability. You can't produce a material and when it ends in large chunk in the hands of illegal players or syndicates, you wash your hands off that matter. There must be a certain level of accountability. Law enforcement, particularly when people occupy even street lights to sell these number plates. I mean, surely traffic enforcement have a role also to play to police this better. But I think it needs a lot of role players to take note of this and follow through. But in the main, the manufacturers must be able to ensure that their supply chain is watertight and they can be able to track their products from manufacturing to the end consumer. There must be a way in the technological advances that we have seen in the world.
Kabelo Khumalo, Deputy Editor at Business Day, thank you for joining us. Please go on biznews.com to read further on the investigation prying open South Africa's black market for number plates.
Thank you.